Hi Stampers, thanks for joining me today. I am going to do a case from the catalog, and which is a copy and share everything. That's what case stands for. So I'm going to be using the Heron Habitat stamp set and the dies. And you can find that on page 89 in the new annual catalog. And this is the card I'm going to case, but I'm going to change it a little bit. They use crumb cake, pool party, mint macaron, and watercolor paper. So my version is similar to this. It's a little bit more vibrant, I think. I'm using some darker colors. And yeah, so let's get started. So I'm going to use a base of soft seafoam, and this is 5.5, 8.5, scored in half at 4 1/4. It's my card base. I've got a piece of Sahara sand, 5 1/4 by 4, so that's going to be my first layer. Let's just go ahead and put that on. We're just going to center that on our card front. All right. And then I've got 2 layers of basic white, and they are that needs to be shrunk down a little bit. They're going to be 5 by 3 3/4. Just cut that. Okay. And what we're going to do is, using our blending brushes and only 2 colors of ink, I'm going to use So Saffron as my base, and I'm going to use Mango Melody as the orange. All right, we're going to ink this up, and let me get a piece of scrap. I'm just going to tap this off so I don't get any big blobs. And I'm just going to go all the way around. I'm going to cover the entire card front with the So Saffron. All right. And then I'm going to use a mask. And Stampin'Up is now selling masking paper. It is found on page 149, item number 9, as a new item. It comes 12 adhesive backed sheets. They're 5 by 7, and it's $7, which is great. I still have old masking paper from another company, so I'm just going to continue to use that. So I cut a circle out of one of the layering circle dies. Doesn't matter what size. I'm going to put that down on here. And then I'm going to change to my Mango Melody. And I'm going to go specifically around the sun, but also throughout the cardstock, just to give it a little bit of difference in color. I'm not necessarily going to cover the whole sheet. All right, so that's that. All right, I'm going to peel that off. And there we've got our sun. Okay. Then I went ahead and already die cut some pieces. So out of basic white, using soft suede ink, I cut the 2 herons, these 2. And then in the dies, I cut some of the grass pieces. There's this larger grass piece. I cut one out of soft seafoam and one out of Sahara sand, and a bunch of the little ones. And then there is an edge piece from the dies. There's this one here. And I cut some landscape here out of the soft sea foam. And I'm going to just sponge that a little bit with soft sea foam. Just to give it a little added dimension. All right. And then I am going to, that's going to go on here on the card front, but I'm going to pop it up. But before I do dimensionals on the back, I'm just going to trim off the excess. I'm going to put one of these grasses to the back, and I'm just going to adhere that with a piece of dimensional. And then just pop the rest of the piece up with dimensionals as well. And I'm using all the ends and the little scraps. All right. All right. And that then is going to get mounted down here at the bottom. And then the green grass, I'm going to just adhere to the front. I'm not putting glue on the whole thing because I am only adhering it to the soft sea foam layer. All right. The bird, the flying heron, is going to get mounted over the sun. And then I want to do some flying birds. So I'm going to use soft suede and just give myself just a couple of birds. And then this heron, the standing one, he can either be popped up or he can be glued flat. I think I'm going to pop him up, but I'm just going to put adhesive, rather green glue, down on his legs and only pop his body up. I'm using all scrap pieces of dimensional here. All right, and then we're just going to put a little glue on his feet. I'm at the very end of my green glue too. Okay. And he's going to go right here. All right, and then any of these little grasses, we can go ahead and just glue around his feet. Add a few more. Oops. I'll just add one more. All right, then I went ahead and from this stamp set, I stamped the happy birthday, and I stamped it on one of the rectangle stitched dies, and I'm going to pop that up with dimensionals as well. Oops. And that's going to go down here just to kind of cover up the ends of the grasses. All right. Then this card front will then get glued down to the card front. And there's a 1/4 of an inch border all the way around. And then we've got a white layer for the inside. And I'm just going to put some of these leftover grasses down at the bottom. Look like check marks. And there you have it. So there is my Heron Habitat card. All the same, just a little bit different. Okay, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Take care and happy stamping.